instead of wasting some of that good oak that I've got, maple that I've got in the back, got some decent pines back here that are nice and straight. I figured I'd try to recover some of it for my own use. So I bought a portable sawmill, as you can see right here. Okay, good afternoon everybody. Mark Buzensky here from Tried It For You. So today I'm outside my backyard. You can see my shed in the background. Got some stuff going on over here. Got my garden over there. I don't know if you can barely see it, but that's my rocket mass heater that I'm building. But I had a bunch of trees taken down in my backyard a couple weeks ago. Got a couple more that I'll be taking down as well in the next week or two. So I figured, instead of wasting some of that good oak that I've got, maple that I've got in the back, got some decent pines back here that are nice and straight. I figured I'd try to recover some of it for my own use. So I bought a portable sawmill, as you can see right here. I've pulled all the pieces, the parts and pieces out of it, so I can see what this thing's all about. This will be new for me. I've never done anything like this before. So I figure, why not? Now, some of the reviews that I read were that the directions were kind of vague in how to put this thing together. They are, if you can follow directions, you can put this thing together. If you can follow pictures, you can put this together, okay? The directions are in black and white. I don't know if you can see that, but they are in black and white and they are kind of hard to see. So I figured I would, hell, do a video on how to put this thing together. So without further ado, the first thing I did was pull everything out of the box. Made sure that I had everything. So all the hardware comes in this black bag. You've got a screwdriver or a Phillips screwdriver on one end, and you've got a wrench, multi-wrench tool on the other side of it. Plus you got a small open-ended wrench for the other. It's an 8 and 10 millimeter for those of you who want to use your own tools. 8 on one side, 10 on the other side. But it's good that they put it all together for you. Also came with a set of gloves. Now, I don't know who has hands this big. I mean, I could get my fingers in there, but I don't think I've got very big hands. But come on, this is ridiculous. They don't even fit. I feel like OJ not being able to put the glove on. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Okay, that was a bad joke. Anyways, I guess they put those in there because there are some sharp edges on this thing. You want to be careful with it. So the first thing this thing has you, the directions have you do, pull everything out, lay it all out. Make sure you got all of your pieces. Everything that's got threads on it, you should have spare nut for it. Okay? Spare nuts for everything, or nuts for them. Okay? Now, with one exception. These are your guide rails or your holding rods, and you've got these big carriage bolts here. They have threads built right into it. So there are at least 4 nuts or bolts that you will not have nuts for. Okay? So what they have you do is the first piece, which is curved on both sides, as you can see. Okay, you want to match these two pieces up. If you've got them in the opposite directions, you're going the wrong way. So it has you turn the piece away from you that's got the measurements or the guide on one side of it. Okay, and basically you're taking the one piece here, the other piece here, and you're mashing them together. Take your carriage bolts, and you're not going to tighten these down, because this is where your chainsaw shaft or your chainsaw blade will go through and it'll be held between these 2 points here when you tighten this thing down. That's one piece. You got 2 of them. The other side has got the guard. So you've got same piece, doesn't have the curved ends on it. Another piece, this is the bottom piece of it that holds it together. But you've also got this guard. Okay, this guard goes in between the 2 here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first one, run this through, this down inside, this piece, tighten. Again, don't tighten it up. The other piece will go in. You're gonna have to, it's kind of spring loaded, so be careful. That piece goes right in there. Didn't catch. Okay, just start the threads. Okay, now when you put your chainsaw into this thing, the motor side will go through here, the blade will go right on through, and then you've got a guard for the chain to go around, that protection. Okay, we'll set this off to the side. Oh, we're going to put this one over here because that's the side we're going to work with, and this side is going to go over here. Now you've got your guardrail or your guide rail. These take the U-bolts. So you got 2 U-bolts, plus you got a holding ring, which will slide right in there. You don't need to put that in there yet. So this will attach to this, and this will move up and down based on the height or the thickness of the boards that you want to cut. So, but first, I'm going to put this in. A couple of washers. Okay. Put my nuts on there. Okay. This piece goes inside. Okay. Now, this, oh, let's make sure which way this is supposed to go. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this will go like this. This will go over top. This will run right on inside. And see, it'll attach right here. Now what we're going to do is tighten this up. Not tighten it, but get it closer so that it doesn't just fall out. Now these nuts have thread locks on them already. So once they're tight, you don't want to be taking them on and off very often. You will loosen them up to slide this thing up and down. But for the most part, you won't take this apart again. Any day now. They're about long-winded as heck. Alright, so that should keep this thing from, I'll give it a little bit more so that it doesn't move around. That's that one. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. U-bolt Okay. And go right on through. A couple of washers. Place the nuts in. Hell, it's almost like I've done this before. I put it together once, just to make sure I knew what the hell I was doing. Tighten this up a little bit. Okay. Slide this over. Now, you have to make sure of this hole, this alignment hole, that's where the rod goes. Make sure it's on the same side as the other. Okay? Or the rod won't go in, obviously. Turn this down a little bit some more. Alright, now you got a couple of panhead screws. Okay, these hold the rod that guides it. So we'll go ahead and install that. Okay, this is one. Second one. All right. That's taken care of. Now we've got our holding rails. Okay. I'm going to take all the nuts off. Now you got, this is a support bar that's going to go right between the two of them. Okay. And then you've got this that attaches, that holds both sides together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of these set bolts, carriage bolts, slide them right on in. And then you're going to do the same thing on either side of it. It just slide right on through. Okay, and then you're going to take this, set it right on top of there. Come on, you can get in there. Alright, being a little. Alright, there we go. Okay, put a washer this side, this side. The carriage bolt on the inside that's holding the bar together, that one gets a nut. The one on the outside, hell, what the hell they call that thing? Let me take a look. They call them hex nuts. Coupling nuts, that's what they are. These are coupling nuts. So you've got a hex nut and a coupling nut. Now on the other side, you're going to put the handle. Okay, that gets both a washer and a lock washer. Okay, the lock washer It's flat, but it's kind of split off. Same thing. It's a hex, and a nut. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. Now we're going to put the two ends on together. Slide one on each end. Again, slide one on each end. Now I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to set this right to the edge. Add a washer. And then another coupling nut. The other side, this is going to fly away. And set it right up flush. Again, coupling nut. I'm tying that down. Now the other side. Last but not least, got your guide rod. That goes all the way through. So the reason for the guide rail on this thing is so that you can adjust the length for your chainsaw that you have. Okay, first thing you want to do before you even attempt to put your chainsaw on there is finish tightening everything up. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now I put my support bar midway between the two. I didn't measure it, so there, and get this tightened up. All right, well, that's not good. It got jammed up inside of there, so I got to take it off. You go too far deep into this thing, it'll get jammed inside of there. So be careful how deep, how far, because it's not a hex all the way through. So let's try that again. Okay. All right. Now, on this one side here, I keep it fairly close to one edge. Take the Phillips side of this and tighten this down. I would suggest that if you've got your own tools, use them. These are not the best tools that come with this thing. They are mediocre at best, but they do the job. Now, it appears, and I'll verify this here in a second when I grab my chainsaw, that the wrench tool is similar to the same thing for your chainsaw, so that it could be universal. But I think on the chainsaw, it actually has a flathead versus a Phillips. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up the rest of the stuff. I've got 2 extra nuts, got 4 extra washers. Everything on here has a washer already. The only thing that I have not tightened up is where my chainsaw is going to slide through. So I'm putting this stuff away. Grab my chainsaw real quick, and then we'll go from there. Nope. Did not tighten this side up. So let me grab my chainsaw. Okay, now what I got here, this is an 18-inch Husqvarna. Okay, works very, very well. This thing is good up to, I believe, 24-inch blade. I believe that's what it showed on there. 36 inches, so 24, 36, and 48. I may not have the right chainsaw, people, but we're going to try this anyways. So what's going to happen is chainsaw is going to slide through. I have to loosen this up a little bit. All right. Okay, so what I figured out here is, even though this is for a 24 to 48 or 36-inch chainsaw, which is fairly long, what you can do is take this middle rod out. Now, when you set this, you need to make sure that when you tighten your bolts down, that you're actually riding on the rail and not on the chain itself. So when you tighten everything, you want your blade to move freely. Now, when you are ready to tighten everything up, okay, you're not going to have this all the way down. So what you want is to set this to the depth of what you think you're going to cut. So I'm setting this to 1 inch. Oh, I want to do, well, I'm going to set this at 1 inch first. Okay, loosen the other side, you want to do the same thing. Now I want to take this to 2 inches. Okay, so that's what I want, is a 2-inch plank. Now, okay, check this again. Make sure I'm not right on the blade. Now I can tighten this up. Problem with this is alright, so I see a problem right now. The way the directions have you setting this up is that I can't get the tool down inside there without using something else. So I'll have to put something else on there. But you can see how you can set this up. Now, even though that this calls for a either 24, 36, or 48-inch chainsaw, okay, I've got an 18-inch on here, and I'm able to make it work. Now, the thing I would do is still the handle, I'd put that over on the other side. Because you still want that stability, to keep everything nice and aligned. Washer, washer, lock washer. Tighten everything up. And there you have it. Okay, a bit unorthodox, but it will work as planned. Well, like I said, make sure that the holding rods are not touching the chain. Very important. What you don't need is trying to start this thing up and it not spinning. All right. Now that's done. Now what's going to happen is this is going to, so imagine this table is the log that I'm going to be cutting. This is the direction in which your chainsaw is going to run. Okay, so you'll set this right onto the log, and you will be moving in this fashion to cut your plank. Okay, now there are guide rails that you could put onto the log that'll keep it nice and straight and flat. Okay, I did buy those. I will be putting that together, and I will be adding that to my video. If you've got any questions about what I did here, how I put this together, or just there was something that you need clarification on, let me know. Okay, put your comments below. Okay, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you want to see other videos like this, I have a YouTube channel. It's Tried It For You. If you want to get the latest and greatest of my videos, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and put your comments below. So let me know if you like this video or not. I'm fairly new at this, and I plan on doing a whole lot more of these, so I know I'll get better at them. Maybe you got some suggestions on the next thing I should try out and put together for you, or at the very least I'll show you how to use something. Anyways, I'm gonna put the rest of this together. I'm gonna cut some planks with it, see how it goes. Remember, when using tools like this, gloves, eye protection, and hearing protection. Can't say that enough. Be safe out there, and I'll see you outside. Take care, everybody.